Hi guys, it's Carissa and I am here to do an update for week 14. Oh my gosh. I'm almost caught up with my editing. I just posted my week 12 video yesterday and it feels weird to be catching up, and it especially feels weird to be writing down these higher numbers because I know that I'm in week 15 right now, but I guess I just feel like my brain is still floating around 12 or 13. It's starting to go by a little faster. This week has also been crazy because we are preparing to have a yard sale on Sunday, and I'm not really a fan of having yard sales. It just feels like a lot of work for very little payoff, and people can be so weird and so rude sometimes. I have stories from the last time that I was like, never again, but we really need to have a yard sale. In order to have a nursery, we have to clear out the spare room, which right now sort of serves as Mike's closet. We have the clothing steamer in there, and then we have some of our pets in there as well. Our tortoises, the hedgehog, the mice, and a lizard. So we're having to condense my office down in my makeup room, and I'm really paring down my makeup. A lot of it was old or expired, or just things I bought when I was sad and that didn't fill the hole, and they've just been sitting there. So I really want to pare everything down, and I've sort of already done that, but I need to condense the space, get a smaller vanity so that takes up less room. Before I get into my list for this week, and I have a few gifts that I'd like to share with you guys that I received that were really special to me. I just want, Normal is really trying to get in this video. You wanna say hi? So before I get into the rest of the video, I just want to thank all of you so much for all of your comments and support and just enthusiasm. It makes me so happy to see the happy, wonderful things that you guys are all saying every time I post a video. It's just so nice to feel like I have this extension of my life, all these extra friends, and people who are so happy for us, who don't even know us, and there's a really good chance you maybe never will. And it just means so much to me. It gets me every time. Every now and then there's just one comment and it doesn't even have to be a big deal. Sometimes it's the shortest, sweetest little message, and and I say it all the time, I just wish I could hug you guys. I'm so grateful for all the love. It just makes this already really happy time feel that much happier. So on my list this week, there's a lot of stuff that carried over from last week that I didn't write down, like the sun headaches. I've tried sunglasses, I tried a visor. Sometimes the problem is just putting something on my head. None of the solutions that I've tried so far have helped because I always have to take whatever it is off. So sunglasses I can't keep on because it hurts too much on the sides of my head, and sometimes it's actually cloudy enough here where it feels silly to even wear them, and it's not a regular headache, it's always the back of my head. So it's weird, it almost makes me feel kind of drowsy. It's like a weird sleeper hold on my head, and it makes me just want to lay down and sleep, and sometimes I do. The problem is I'm having to learn that I shouldn't run my errands or leave the house at all first thing in the morning, especially if I have to work, because once I get home I'm ruined for a couple of hours from just feeling sick from being in the sun. It's kind of like a sort of queasy, just unwell feeling. So one thing that kind of helps, which I guess is what I'm gonna have to do from this point forward, is just squint my eyes and walk to my car, like really squinting. And then once I get in my car, keep my eyes squinted for a few minutes before I, decide to back out of the driveway and leave. I obviously open my eyes when I'm driving, but I do that going from the house to the car, and that way nothing's been sort of on my head to cause any problems, and I'm not removing something that's like some drastic difference from being covered, but that's still a thing. So I just figured I'd mention that. I'm just gonna have to deal with it, and honestly, it's not even a big deal. The constipation came to visit again this week. One of the things I've been doing is having high fiber cereals, low sugar, they really try to make fiber cereals appealing to people, I think, because they do kind of add a lot of sugar. I read an article on some of the brands that are recommended for pregnancy, and they're way more sugar. There's way more sugar in them than I'm comfortable with. So I usually mix a couple of kinds or switch back and forth between a few kinds because I find that I have trouble eating them. I just don't have an interest in it, despite knowing I need to, and also despite having cereal cravings. I know the difference between the high fiber stuff and the delicious stuff. So, I mean, my favorite cereal in the whole world is Crispix, and there's no nutritional value to that whatsoever. There's not even a drop of fiber in it, I don't think. A drop? Yeah, so on that same level, discussing bodily fluids, we are going through toilet paper and tissues like never before because I have to pee all the time, more than ever in my entire life. And it's so unsatisfying because I feel like I have to go so bad and then I barely go. I mean, not to the point where it's like a medical issue, but it's just, it doesn't feel like it was what it needed to be, you know? And then it comes right back in a little while later. And I'm so phlegmy and congested and feel like I have to blow my nose constantly. And I would get handkerchiefs if the concept of that didn't gross me out so bad. Like, I'm totally fine with the thought of putting poopy diapers in a washing machine, but putting my own boogers in a washing machine, can't do it. It just grosses me out. So I'm gonna have to just keep buying tissues and toilet paper. I might have to check out some Prime Pantry on that. Amazon rescue us from our paper product needs. Last week I did experience a lot of stretching and growing pains, which does happen to me, and I feel like I'm sort of noticing that I'll have sort of a whole day of it where it's pretty consistent, it doesn't really go away, and then maybe it'll happen again the next day, but sort of every other or every couple of days I'll be totally fine and I won't feel almost anything at all. And aside from some of the strange little nitpicky things that I mention here, I wouldn't even really say I feel pregnant. You know what I mean? I mean, my stomach still does feel significant now, and I think that's not obviously going to change. It feels like it's just really taking over the front of my body, and I don't feel like I look pregnant, so it's uncomfortable because I feel like I just look like I have a beer belly, and which is fine. What do I care what people think I look like? But I'm obviously sort of dressing to cover that up and really wear larger tops. Just because if I wear a tight fitting shirt right now, I don't look pregnant. I just look overweight. I do get out of breath pretty easily, especially when I've been talking for a while. You should see how many times I have to edit big gasps of breath out of these videos, just because I feel like I have to catch up with my own breathing, and I do have to be more careful and walk more slowly and purposefully, so I don't lose my breath really quickly. I have been trying to make sure that I walk around for at least 20 minutes a day. I'll go to a store, just running errands mostly. And I always know when I've reached my limit because I start to feel the sciatica issues, and it's on both sides of my butt now. The other side got jealous. So I know usually, Mike and I went to a couple of stores, I think the day before on July 3rd, or maybe it was the 4th. I don't know. We went to a couple of places, just like farm stores and animal supply, and it was tough to keep walking. I was really sad because my dad invited us to the Renaissance Festival, but it's a couple of hours away. So sitting 2 hours in a car and then walking all day long and being in the sun, I was like, I can't do it. I was really, really sad about that. So my sister and niece went with him and with my little brother. It looks like they had a lot of fun, but hopefully we can go next year and bring a little somebody with us. So another thing that I've noticed that I see it on this list. I clearly wrote this immediately after I noticed it one day because I used like exclamation points, but I have been tired. I can stay up a little bit later at night, but I try not to nap at all if I can help it, because I do get tired during the day, but I don't feel rested after I've taken a nap. Even if I just take a short, like 20-minute nap that usually is very refreshing, doesn't help. In fact, sometimes it just makes things worse. It makes me feel moody if I have to get up after that. And I don't feel rested when I wake up in the morning. A lot of the time I feel like I could just keep sleeping for hours. So I'm sure that's something that I'm just gonna have to get ready for the next, 18 years of my life. So, I mean, that's fine. I'll deal with that. But I wrote tired with like an exclamation point. I think that was something that was going on earlier in the week too. I sort of feel like I'm getting used to it already. I don't know. I still have the blood rushing sound in my ear too, just the right ear. And I got nervous the other day. I was like, oh, that went away. I hope that's not a bad sign. Because I've heard that's something that happens to women until the end. Once you notice it because of all the blood flow. And I started getting nervous. And I realized it wasn't gone. I just am used to it now. It's just there. And I just don't even pay attention when it happens. So the same FedEx truck has driven by it like 4 times in different directions. It's kind of weird. It must be his first day. Aw, that's mean. So something that's kind of new, which I'm not a fan of, is, remember at some point I mentioned my sense of smell issue with the refrigerator? I'm noticing it with the dishwasher now. So I've been running dishwasher cleaning tablets through the empty dishwasher in between other washes. But man, every glass I hold up to my face, I can't stand the smell of. It grosses me out so bad. So I have to hold my breath while I'm drinking out of my reusable glasses. And a lot of the time I just use like these, I'm just using my water bottles, and this is one of the only things I can stand the smell of, which is fun because I mostly just drink water. What else? Oh, I've had a little bit of insomnia. So I was saying I don't like to take naps, and that's mainly because I'm trying really hard to sleep through the night. It's happened a handful of times in the last couple of weeks where I'll wake up at like 3 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep. But I try and I try and I try, and sometimes I just get up for a little while, and sometimes I'm just hungry. So I'll get up and I'll have something to drink, or I'll have a small snack, and then I'll try and go back to sleep. It doesn't really bother me, I guess. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. I don't really mind getting up. I'll just watch a couple of YouTube videos or something, or play a game on my phone, read the news. Reading the news is a terrible idea because sometimes it gets me all riled up. But I guess I don't mind because it's quiet time where I don't feel obligated to be doing anything, chores or work or anything. So it's kind of nice, quiet time to myself. Oh, last week. Okay, so for Cravings. Last week, and I don't know if it's gone. I kind of hope it's gone. I could have hurt somebody for some fruit salad. Like, I just wanted mostly pineapple and cherries. But I wouldn't have turned away strawberries, or I don't know. Those pineapple, I don't like melon really. Watermelon I like okay, but I feel like I never get good watermelon. It always tastes just not good to me. I don't know. Are they all genetically modified, or are the genetically modified the ones, the tasty ones? I don't know. But they're never really sweet. They just kind of taste bland and crappy, and I don't like honeydew or cantaloupe or any of that. But if I could have had just like some grapes, some cold grapes and some pineapple and some fruit. I had a little bit at Mike's parents' house, and I wanted to eat the whole bowl. I just was so, and that's all I could think about last week. So I finally bought myself a little tiny bit of fruit at the store, but I always feel like I have to buy a single serving because I don't like having that much sugar in the house, that much access to that much sugar anyway. So I just have a little bit. I haven't really felt that in a couple of days, so hopefully that's gone, because it was like a violent craving. Like I almost felt like it was affecting my mood negatively, that I just wanted some cold cut up fruit so bad. The other weird craving I've had is soup. I'm not saying I don't like soup normally, but I just don't think about it. At least not this time of year. It was 96 degrees yesterday and I wanted soup. So that's been interesting. I've had it a couple of times for dinner. And it's an easy thing to have on hand in the house, and it barely takes any time to heat up. So if I'm gonna have to have a craving, I guess I don't mind that. And they're usually low in sugar. They're not all super low carb, but I'm not really following that right now. So there could be worse things that I could crave. The only other thing I have on my list is that I forgot about Dre. No, I forgot about something that I always promise myself. that when I got pregnant, I would learn basic sign language, in hopes that I could teach some of it to my child. And I downloaded an app, but it plays videos, and that's part of the whole point. But I feel like a lot of the time when I want to look at it, I don't really feel like watching the videos, so that doesn't really help. So I'm gonna have to set aside some time. But I've always wanted to learn even just basic conversational sign language, because we actually live in an area which is only a couple of miles away from the National Institute of the Deaf, I think it's called. National Technical, I don't even know what it stands for, I feel bad. So I don't run into a lot of deaf people, but I do see them out. When I worked and had like a retail job, that would happen occasionally, and I felt like it was irresponsible of me not to be able to just have very basic conversational discussions with them. So it would be helpful in the future, just in case there was an instance where I ran into somebody where I needed to talk to them. But I also always wanted to be able to teach some really basic signs to my child when I had one. So I always felt like, oh, I can learn that. You're pregnant for 9 months. That's long enough. That's time enough. And this is something for years I've wanted to do. Like 12 years I've been wanting to learn sign language. So if you have any recommendations for how I can do that, or like a good program for that, I would love to hear it, because the app I have seems like it's totally fine, but if there's a better way, or if there's something that you would suggest, I want to hear what it is. So I have received a few gifts last week, and I just want to share them with you guys. The first thing that arrived was this darling necklace, and you may have seen me pleading on Instagram for someone to tell me who purchased it, because it arrived without a tag, without a gift note. But it is a little branch with 2 birds on it and then a little baby bird at the bottom. You guys know I love birds. And this is actually from my friend Crystal. I cried my face off. And it's just funny to me, because as cute and sweet as it is, are those birds being very good parents? Letting their little one dangle like that? I don't know. I just love it. So the other thing that I have here, I guess, is part of a gift, but I couldn't wait to show it to you. I just wanted to show it to you now. There, I guess, are a couple more items arriving, but this is from Zakia, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and if I'm not, please tell me, because obviously I have a name that is never pronounced correctly, so I get it. But she's one of my friends here on YouTube, and she sent this book for our little baby girl. This is so exciting. But she heard me talking about the golden books, and she said that she couldn't decide what story to send, so she sent this compilation, and it's the Animal Tales one. I guess there's a couple of different versions according to the back of the book. But what's exciting about this to me, other than the fact that it is a beautiful book, look at that, is that I don't know any of these stories. I was looking at it, there's 9 different stories. Look how cute the inside is. Oh, I could be wrong. I don't think I've read any of these. The saggy baggy elephant, the kitten who thought he was a mouse, how the leopard got its spots, Mr. Dog, animal friends, the big brown bear, home for a bunny, how the camel got its hump, and Tawny Scrawny Lion, which I think that, if anything, that's the one that I know is a Tawny Scrawny Lion. So it's just so beautiful, and there's just so many wonderful stories in it, and of course they're all animal related, which we love, and Mike was so touched by this too. We were just so excited to receive that, so thank you so much. Thank you. The rest of this stuff here, there's kind of a pile, and Normal is sleeping on it, so I'm gonna try and not disturb her, but I have to show you. We received this huge goodie pack from Meg and Steve. Smarty and Steve-O. First of all, there was this adorable card, and she was so thoughtful. She added little notes to everything. It was just such a sweet little care package. But I have some little donut stickers here. Not gonna lie, I have been craving donuts. My favorite is honey crullers and double chocolate. No donuts for me, not right now. And then there's these cute little nail decals, little shamrocks. And, oh, that's what I'm missing. I was gonna say, I think I might be missing a couple things, but she sent me this adult coloring book. I bought one when I went to meet her and her mother-in-law for lunch one day. We went to, I think we went to Joann's, and I picked up a clearance coloring book while I was there. I think she remembered that. So she gave me this just to relax a little, and a pack of colored pencils, which I don't think I have right here. I think I put it with my art supplies, but this just kills me. Look at these socks. She sent me this pair of socks, which are just so cute. Oh, I love those. And some Hello Kitty stickers, which, as you may or may not know, Hello Kitty is well loved in this home. I'm sad though, because at least the stuff I've seen, I haven't really searched for it online or anything, but in the stores anyway, I'm sad because the Hello Kitty clothing for little girls is, I guess it's just not my taste. I just don't care for it, a lot of it. It's too flashy looking, I guess. And it all comes with tutus and stuff, which I'm not opposed to tutus, but I don't want them on every single Hello Kitty top that I buy. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that, because I definitely want to take advantage of being able to dress my little girl in some Hello Kitty. She sent Mike a bag of hickory sticks, which, now that I think about it, I haven't seen them since like the day after. So I don't know if he took them to work or if he's hiding them in his truck or something, but I have not had any of those hickory sticks. But actually I sent her a picture of Mike, so excited when he got them. If you watched our snack exchange, I'll link it below if you haven't happened to see it. It's on my other channel, but we did a snack exchange with them where we sent them American snacks and they sent us Canadian ones, and Mike loved those hickory sticks, so she sent him a full-size bag and he was very excited about that. And then also this tie. So he very sloppily put that on, and we took a picture and sent it to her. He says thank you, you guys. Thank you very much. Then there was this pair of earrings that she said that her mother-in-law made for me, and she is just the sweetest woman. So I told her to say thank you, and hopefully I can send her a thank you card. But they're these beautiful little heart earrings, and they have little crystals on them. Oh, they're so adorable. The hearts are actually clusters of flowers also, which I don't know if you can see. That made me cry. And Mike was like, they're just earrings. He doesn't get it. Guys don't get it. And then she sent us this for our girl, and normal laid on it, so it's got hair on it now. Won't be the first time. I actually already saw this set at a store and I wanted to buy it so bad, but I didn't. And then a couple of days later, it was in this package from them. So she knows me, because this was definitely something. I even thought about it later. I almost went back to the store to get it because it like stuck with me in my mind. But it's this adorable little sort of like park scene with bicycles and people walking their dogs and birds on a bench, little flowers. And then there is this short sleeve onesie that says so cute with two little dogs on it. Oh, love it. And little polka dots. And look at the pants. It's our first pair of something on the butt pants. So thank you so much, Meg. I have a pile of stuff that I'm getting ready to send to her for her little one. I just can't help myself. I see stuff when I'm out and I'm like, oh, Meg needs that. So so that is it for week 14. I think I covered everything. Thank you guys again so much for all of your wonderful love and support. I just had to tell you, it just means so much. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.